Welcome to Khealos' Gaming Table. I'm Khealos. Today I'm going to talk about some of the most versatile units in Battletech. Today I'm going to be talking about Medium Battlemechs. In the universe of Battletech, Battlemechs dominate the battlefield. These hulking, armored, bipedal engines of destruction are found in the tumens of the clans, the armies of the great houses, periphery states, would-be banded kingdoms, and mercenary commands the sphere over. The workhorses of these forces are Medium Battlemechs. I enjoy playing Medium Battlemechs. They hit the sweet spot of mobility, some heavier weapons and armor, and they encourage tactics. You won't have too many slugfests with Medium Mechs like you will with heavies and especially assaults. Because of this, mediums are a great way to introduce new players to the game. There is a reason that the beginner boxes come with medium mechs. Medium mechs range from 40 to 55 tons. Like light mechs, there's a variety of them and not all medium mechs are created equal. Medium mechs have a wide range of mobility, heavier armor, and more weapons. Medium mechs, while not as cheap as a light mech, are still a great value. You get quite a bit of bang for your C-bill. There are more available parts, making them easier to repair and keep running. Medium mechs also draw less attention than the flashier heavy mechs. Sure, you might be able to purchase a Warhammer or a Marauder, but you have to factor in the amount of C-bills it will take to repair and replace that expensive hardware. Heavy mechs draw a lot of fire. Medium mechs are more common. Some medium mechs, like the Phoenix Hawk, are very mobile. The Hunchback is slower, but carries an AC-20. You can project a lot of force with both, the Phoenix Hawk being able to move around the battlefield quickly, and the Hunchback's AC-20 make even an assault mech wary. Medium mechs have a lot of uses. Take garrison duty, for example. These mechs are great to patrol an area, and if something is picked up, they can reposition and converge on the threat. Strike forces. A lance of fast medium mechs can move quickly into the back 40 and wreck shop. Once the enemy figures out something is going on, these mechs can just fade away. If you're running a group of light mechs and a recon lance, add a Phoenix Hawk to that lance as the command mech. It can keep up with the lighter units and hit heavier than the rest of the lance. Faster jumping medium mechs can reposition behind slower units and strike at the thinner rear armor that most mechs sport. If things get dicey, they can jump out the next turn. They can act as a distraction, giving the op force some targets, drawing fire while heavier units get into position. Depending on how juicy a target they make themselves, medium mechs might pull an enemy unit into a less strategic position. Medium mechs are a great way to hunt down lighter mechs, especially if you're running a Phoenix Hawk or a Wraith. Their speed allows them to keep pace, and it really doesn't take much to take down a light mech. If you're going up against a Fire Moth, the Wraith is a great choice because those pulse lasers will help eat up the TMM that the Fire Moth might have. You can also use medium mechs to pack hunt on heavier mechs. Mechs like the Hunchback 4G can work in close and hammer with its AC-20, while longer range mechs like the Trebuchet can pound with LRM fire. Some of the best known Intersphere medium mechs are the Griffin. The GRF-1 November is 55 tons and sports a PPC and an LRM-10. It's really more of a long-range mech as both of its weapons do have a minimum range, but it still hits hard. You have an all-comer, the Wolverine 6 Romeo. It's 55 tons and has an AC-5, an SRM-6, and a medium laser. It might not have much at long range, but it is pretty hard-hitting at medium range. It also has jump jets to be more maneuverable. A popular unit is the Phoenix Hawk PXH-1. It's a 45-ton mech that has a large laser, 2 medium lasers, and 2 machine guns. It's a fast and mobile unit able to get around the battlefield, striking at different positions and getting away if necessary. Some medium mechs are, well, suboptimal. A mech you probably won't see in too many forces is the Vulcan. It was not designed for mech engagements, but for hunting infantry. While it's technically a medium mech, it is under-armored, and at best will annoy other mechs. It's a 40-ton unit, carries 1 AC-2, 1 medium laser, 1 flamer, and 1 machine gun. Not so hot against mechs, but if you're fighting against infantry, this is a great unit. The Blackjack is another unit that falls into the category of suboptimal. While it is a starting mech in HBS's Battletech, and I do enjoy it in that game, on the tabletop it is pretty lackluster. The Skate is another unit that while on paper looks decent, in reality it isn't. It's a 40-ton mech with a PPC. Unfortunately it has tissue-thin paper armor, and it really is more of a glorified Locust. It doesn't take much to take one out. While the Cicada might be good at going up against lighter units, going up against other medium mechs, it's not going to do very well. Now, as much as I enjoy medium mechs, they are not without limitations, especially in the Intratech/Third Succession War. When Battletech first came out, it had more of a feel of Mad Max, but with giant stompy robots. Medium mechs in this era can run hot, have questionable amounts of armor, and their weapons can be an odd choice. Now, to be fair, this era is a couple of centuries after the Emir Civil War, where the Inner Sphere had been ravaged, 80% of the SLDF had jumped away, never to be seen again, and there were 3 devastating succession wars that helped take the Inner Sphere back to the Industrial Age. Battlemechs, while the stars of the setting, were supposed to be relatively rare and suboptimally configured. You had mechs that could be a couple of centuries old with all kinds of replacement parts. The weapons were a mismatch, welded on however you could. Armor was all over the place, and heat sinks were enough to be able to fire most of your weapons, but alpha striking could cause some problems. The Shadowhawk 2H comes to mind, armed with an LRM-5 for long range, and the rest is really for medium range. That's an AC-5, 1 medium laser, and 1 SRM-2. Sure, the Shadowhawk can jump, it has a decent armor profile and can hit at all ranges, but none of the weapons really hit hard. It feels more like slapping, not actually hitting. That era was a much simpler time when you can set up a battle using tonnage and not have too many problems. That all changed in 3050 when the clans arrived. Now, I'm not going to go into the full clan invasion, but the invading clans brought a bunch of new toys. Double heat sinks, ER tech, XL engines. To be fair, some of this had started to trickle back into mech design after the recovery of the Helm memory core, but it was expensive and not nearly as efficient as the clan improved tech. After 3050, a lot of old designs started to be upgraded with Lost Tech and Clan Tech, improving their performance. We also start to see new designs. Take the Wraith. This thing is great for hunting medium and light mechs. The Wraith TR1 is a 55-ton Inner Sphere mech. It carries 1 large pulse laser and 2 medium pulse lasers. It has a 7-11-7 profile. What a lot of players complain about is that with the Wraith it has an XL engine. That can be an issue, but speaking from experience, it's harder to take out by engine kills due to its speed and the distance that it can jump to get out of harm's way. I have never not been impressed with how it performs when I bring a Wraith. I've also never not complained when I see the OPFOR bringing one either. Medium mechs also have numerous variants. Each of the great houses seem to have their own variant of common medium mechs. As technology has advanced, old dogs do get new tricks. XL engines, ferrofibrous armor, ER lasers, and plasma weapons, just to name a few. Take the Hunchback. The classic 4G is the OG Hunchback, and it sports an AC-20, 2 medium lasers, and a small laser. The Hunchback 4H swaps that AC-20 for an AC-10, giving it a longer range. It also adds 2 more medium lasers. My personal favorite is the Hunchback 4P. It dumps the AC completely and replaces it with 6 additional medium lasers, giving it a total of 8. Sure, it doesn't have those same raw punch as that AC-20, but it can do up to 40 points of damage, and almost has enough heat sinks to handle all that heat. If you're playing the clans, each of their medium mechs and omnis has usually at least 4 or 5 variants. Most of them are going to be fast, snipe at long range, and generally be a pain in your backside. The Shadowcat Prime is armed with a Gauss rifle and 2 ER medium lasers. It can snipe with the Gauss at a range, but also get in and get personal with the medium lasers. The Shadowcat A changes it up with 2 ER large lasers as well as a Streak SRM-6. The Shadowcat B sports 2 LRM-15s with Artemis and 2 ER medium lasers. The list can go on about the variants that the clans can sport. Which medium mech should you choose? It can depend upon what your BV total is, plus if there's some sort of mission, you might have to pick something to fit the mission. Medium mechs can be great budget choices, but often get expensive when you start increasing the mech warrior's pilot and gunnery skill. If you know that you're going to need something that moves fast, while I love the Hunchback, speedy it ain't. You might need to pick something with jump jets. Sure, the Shadowhawk isn't a great overall mech, but it's mobile and can jump. Sometimes you don't know what your OPFOR is going to contain, or there's an actual scenario other than destroy everything. If you're playing the Inner Sphere, there are a few all-comers that will certainly earn their points back. The Centurion and Vindicator are 2 that always earn their keep when I field them. They have decent mobility, armor, and can hit hard. The first time I fielded a Vindicator, it felt like it was turning into a zombie mech, taking hit after hit until it was finally cored. It also gave just as good as it got. The Centurion is a 50-ton mech. It has an AC-10, an LRM-10, and 2 medium lasers. The Vindicator is a 45-ton mech, has a PPC, 1 LRM-5, 1 medium laser, and 1 small laser. For the clans, the Nova and the Stormcrow have a lot of flexibility and variants to fit almost any situation. The Nova Prime sports 12 ER medium lasers, but not enough double heat sinks to keep it cool. However, if it does alpha strike, the clanner can probably start grilling steaks on the dashboard while waiting for the mech to power back up. The Stormcrow Prime is armed with 2 ER large lasers, 3 ER medium lasers, and will kick teeth out when it gets in range. Just keep in mind that clan mechs are more expensive than their Inner Sphere counterparts. For fun, hold a medium mech challenge. All pilots will take the least optimized mechs, the worst variant they can find, and see how long they last. Make all mech warriors a 4-5 pilot and watch the hilarity ensue. Conversely, you can do the exact opposite. Have your players pick what they feel is the best medium mech and throw down. Sure, there's going to be some luck involved, but there's going to be carnage on the battlefield. What is my favorite medium mech? Before the Alpha Strike box set came out, I would have said the Hunchback 4P. Again, I like that all-energy boat and the fact that it can do 40 points of damage. However, that changed after the Clan Invasion and the Alpha Strike box set, and now it's the Wraith. I love being able to jump around the battlefield, hit with pulse lasers, and get away. It pisses my opponents off. Medium mechs are an important part of any force. They will fill many gaps, and when played properly can surprise your op 4. Don't write them off, they might just ruin your day. I hope you liked this video on medium mechs. They're a lot of fun to play. Let me know what your favorite medium mech is, or a funny story about something you did with one, or had one done to you in the comments below. As of this recording, I'm up to 70 subscribers. I'd like to hit at least 100 by my birthday in early February. If you enjoyed the video, please like it, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel. I really do enjoy interacting with y'all. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.